Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome and good evening here from Prague in the Czech Republic. It's fantastic to see so many of you back for our weekly World of Warships live stream. I'm Mr. Conway, and as always, most of the time, I am not alone and joined today by none other than the amazing, glorious, beautiful, and eloquent Mr. Chrysanthos.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream, and I hope you had a good week so far. And we will be having some fun with today, playing probably Clan Brawls, if enough of you want to join us here and have some fun together with us.
Yes, it should be fun. We actually didn't make a plan to do this, but now we sat down and we're like, ooh, actually Clan Brawls. So if you don't know, our new, actually, they're not, well, they're still called Clan Brawls now.
Now they're still called Clan Brawls.
In future,
Clan Brawls will just turn into Brawls and
yes.
Be less connected to the topic of clan.
Well, not at all.
Yes. But I mean, for
That's
example,
pretty much
but right now, for example, the thing is that right now, even though it's a clan brawl, all you need is one guy in a clan, and you can invite 6 mercenaries. So this is why we, can do this now on the stream. If you, for example, accept my invitation, you can be part of the amazing Chrysanthos.
Yes. So now the question is, who of you will join us?
Commander.
What?
You're the commander now.
God, screw you. Who of you would like to join us today for this amazing Clan Brawl activity? I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this slightly differently, because normally we ask everybody to PM me. Do not PM me. Instead, we'll create a channel. I think that's the best.
I would say still message Mr. Conway. You can find Mr. Conway on the EU server under the nickname Mr. Conway. Basically, the name that is underneath his belly is his in-game nickname, and you can just message him. Even if you just want to tell him, like, what do you like? Do you like him? Do you maybe want to share some feedback with him? Maybe you want to just tell him your favorite color. He would be very happy to receive
If you PM me, I will not invite you. So if you would like to join today's Clan Brawl with us on the stream, all you have to do is join the in-game channel with the name Stonks. You will find me there waiting, and then we can go from there. If you don't want to play
with Mr. Conway, send him a PM. Just tell him that you don't want to play tonight because you would like to play something different or random.
I hate you sometimes.
It is only on EU server. So Foxy Kiro for Clan Brawls, yes, that is all on the same server. So if you want to play with us, it's going to be on the EU server.
Unfortunately. And Alakim says, leave the bantering for the OnlyFans fireside chat. Alakim, sure.
PM Chrysanthos, he's cool. He is, but for PMs today, Mr. Conway is our target.
Can I just say that nobody's PM'd me, though? I'm actually a little bit sad that nobody even attempted the troll. But we can live with this.
Yes.
Third Light says somebody bought GME. Chrysanthos told me not to talk about this today, so we're not talking about this. But we'll name the channel this way, so it's fine.
Yes. Yeah, and so guys, if you are watching on Twitch or you have Prime Gaming in general, just that you are aware of this and you can't say, oh, nobody told me about this, why did I miss out on this? The new Prime Gaming drop is out since yesterday. Yes, I think since yesterday or the day before.
Yes.
And it gives you like the earliest possible early access to the Italian battleships by granting you the Tier 4 Dante Alighieri that you can now play in-game already before anybody else. So if that is interesting to you and you do have Prime Gaming, or this is something that would be interesting to you, go check it out, grab it. It's just a few clicks away.
Yes. Exclamation mark question doesn't work today because we're not doing a Q&A stream. If you have a question, please at World of Warships. It helps to highlight it to us. If you are a regular viewer, you can also use your channel points to make it purple for us, and that makes it even more visible. If you combine the two, we'll love you extra long.
Carlito says, Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Oh, by the way, Painsaw says he tried to PM us, but chat server's unavailable. That's unfortunate. I'm hoping it's going to recover for you. You have to join the channel Stonks. But maybe I can just make an exception for you, Painsaw, and see if I can just invite you.
Can you show people how this works, Mr. Conway?
Can you, if you don't know, right? So this is World of Warships. This is this game that we play, right? What you're looking at now is the port interface. This is where you manage your fleet and also, on occasion, communicate with other players. You can see here I am in this, which you called a chat. It's called a chat channel, right? So if you would like to join this chat channel, you need to click this little icon at the bottom left, right? This little speech icon. And then on channels, you search for the channel Stonks. And then you join it. And once you've joined it, I shall invite you. If you don't want to play with us, that's also fine. I'm sure we'll find someone else to play with us. So but we would, of course, welcome many of you to join us. Yeah. Somebody else asked, how are we? After yesterday's German stream with Chrysanthos' monologues, today is the day where Mr. Conway gets his revenge.
So, you know what? I'll just mute myself. I'll play, look beautiful on stream, and just enjoy the show. So,
no.
I'll see you next week.
No.
I wish you a very nice stream. And if you have any questions, for example, about the Commander skill rework and what Mr. Conway thinks about Deadeye, this is the perfect opportunity to do this. I'll see you on the other side.
Chad, this is going to be a long evening. I think a long evening for us. But honestly, joking aside, if you want to join us, people have figured out how the chat server works. We'll do it the easy way, right? You put just a message in the little chat channel that we have there, and I'll invite you by the order of your chat message. And after the game, I would ask the people who've already played to leave the division so that we can invite the next round, and then you can queue up again, okay? We'll do this. We'll try and do this the civilized way. Now, Clan Brawls today, or Clan Keilerei, because I apparently have a German client here today, because Chrysanthos was playing yesterday, so we're going to be having a little bit of crossover stream, is played at tier 8 at the moment, right? So we have a little bit of a restriction up here. We've got a maximum of 2 battleships, no CVs, and, well, unlimited amount of other ships. So please, choose what you think would be good. We've got Lenin and Ignis Pogatio leading our battleship front. Now we'll need to find some other ships. I think I'll go with the old trusty Kutuzov. Is that a good pick? Maybe not. I'd actually like to play a destroyer. What can you recommend for this tier 8, Chrysanthos?
My revenge will be so much better than yours. What do I recommend? I would recommend something that is flexible. We only have to deal with one. No, actually, we can deal with a lot of DDs. It's tier 8. I'm curious whether we're going to see some Kiev spam, potentially. We'll have to see.
How about an Orkan?
Orkan is a very good DD for this. I think having a mix of Cossack Orkan will be great. Then we want to have some utility. Me, for example, I will pick Azoline Montpellier.
But Orkan, I shouldn't play with it as a torpedo boat, right?
You do no.
No.
You want to use that radar.
I'm just trying to figure out which captain to use on this. So what we'll go is we'll use our Småland captain here, which does not have any skills yet. So let's quickly figure this out. We'll want to take preventative maintenance. We need last stand because we are a destroyer. I would definitely like to have... Probably want to go for survivability. Definitely less detection. And then maybe actually... Is it worth me getting plus 5% worse concealment for the reload? What's your opinion?
In general, I would say probably not, but for this mode, it might be fine.
You reckon? We can always change it back again.
I do love the Mopi very, very much. So I'm looking forward
well, actually, no, we won't do this. We'll go with blinding, and we'll actually go with a different build. I'll go for adrenaline rush.
Captain Puckwash is saying he has a critical error message when the game loads from game launcher, so you cannot get into the game. Captain Puckwash, can you please send us a wargaming check to our customer support so we can look into this, because we definitely do want you to be able to play this game. So let us know, and we'll do our best to help you. Hammerald says, I used to be a World of Warships divisioner with you, but then you took an AP to the knee. I'm very sorry to hear about this, Hammerald. And, we could use your skill and expertise to carry us through this clan brawl. Oh, Iron Hand says, terrible twins. My twin nieces are worse. We need to see video footage of this to evaluate this. And Darth Kenobi on YouTube says, hola amigos. Hola Darth Kenobi.
Hola back.
Yes. Shellback says, introduced HE spam ships and then charges 1920 credits for fire flags, while flood flags are only for 80 credits. Why is community engagement lead and producer? Please address this. Different flags have different values in the game, and that has always been the case. We're not introducing HE spam ships to charge more credits for these flags, just they have a different value. And for example, it's not like we like if we would introduce a new torpedo focused DD line, that suddenly the prices would go up for credits for these flags. So this is not really the case. They just have different values depending on how valuable they are in general. Certain flags are just more valuable.
Should we go with a nice look? I haven't got many of these left, but we'll go Tokyo Game Show for this because I believe it is the most beautiful camo in the game. There we go. Okay. So this is an experiment. I don't know. I'm not very. We'll see how this goes, gentlemen. If you are a part of our division, I would very much like you to listen to the overall kind of guidance given to you by our fleet commander Chrysanthos, who will give you a rough distribution of. Like ship A, B, C, go this side, C, go that side. Chrysanthos is by far the more experienced player, as he has stated yesterday. So I think this would be only the best solution.
But wouldn't, like for me...
And I'm a destroyer. I will have to concentrate on other things.
So for me, the thing is that you need to learn this, right?
Yes, and I will. By listening to you.
By listening to me. And this is the first time this will actually contribute to you learning? Or are you willing to listen, actually?
I'm willing to try. Okay. Let's put it that way.
Why are the Clan Brawls awards set so high this time? 30 wins in 10 hours with 50 minutes each match. You need 70% win rate to get it. They shouldn't be significantly higher than last time, but I can double check this. Ooh, okay. So we have... very nicely. We have to see where the buffs are going to be at. This is something that I like very much, that we have arms rise, right? And we kind of need to see where the buffs are going to appear, and we're going to go where the buffs are, because they will be very important. Okay, so we have here healing buffs. As you know, you can see them here. They will be available once the timer is done, and then you have to be in that zone. I have a radar. What do we have? Oh, the enemy team has a good setup here with only one DD, but they have 3 radars. So our DDs have to be a bit more careful. They do have a Kagura, which is good at spotting, and the Bismarck Vladivostok. So pretty good brawling setup. So our cruisers have to be a bit more careful, and we will have to try to counter their positions, because the Balties are probably going to be bow in. The Edinburgh is going to smoke up, maybe with the Tallinn, and we'll see. So DDs are going to go in. One of the battleships should rather go here to be able to have some different angles, probably accompanied by the Atago, just to be able to...
Yeah, right now we'll want to collect buffs, right? And get spotting.
Without getting focused too hard. If you played this map, for example, in ranked, then you know that, for example, on tier 10, the radar would definitely reach here, and you have to be very careful. The Balties don't really have that long-range radar. The Tallinn does have a longer-range radar, so you just have to be a bit careful with this. I'm going to be here with Camo.
When in the taupe view does the taupe warning work? I don't know what you mean. Yes?
I mean, the top warning is basically triggered by range, if I recall correctly. Like, basically, when torpedoes enter a certain range of your ship, and it doesn't really matter whether you're in torp view or not. If that was the question. The
good thing is, if we catch this Kagero somewhere, he's going to be absolute toast. We're going to rip
I might actually go here between the islands. We'll have to see how the enemy team is playing this. You don't, in a situation like this, you don't want to clump up all in just one place. You want to be able to have different angles. And then, for example, let's switch to Mr. Conway.
Tallinn. Don't know where the bolts are.
So the Mines and me, Neoplex and me, we are kind of like, we don't want to brawl too much. We want to be rather helping. And we can see that they didn't go for the health buff yet. So that means the DD probably isn't around that area.
Okay, I think
the Bloody's going over here. So we might see the DDs over here. Luke, you should probably try to spot for the Atago and the lane in between the islands. You definitely have the upper hand against the Kagero.
I'm heading over here to spot for them. I also dropped some torpedoes on what I think... Oh, I'm spotted.
If only you had radar.
There he is. No. This could be very unfortunate. I mean, this is very unfortunate. Oh god. He made me turn. I'm gonna have to expose myself to fire here, and we're gonna have to try and just kill him. Unfortunately. Oh, well, we'll see how it goes. Vigorously clicking. This he wasted his torpedo. Okay, and I am stuck on the island, but I'm also unspotted.
Don't want to get spotted here.
Okay. That could have gone better, could have gone worse, but at least I've already got the healing. And I don't know if I should push behind here. I'm going to try and get the concealment buff here, though.
Okay. Well, right now, if you just keep getting the buffs...
I mean, they've committed heavily to the other side. I think we've only got the Kagero. Is there anybody who hasn't been spotted yet?
No. We know all of the positions now, and then we can just deal with this.
Is there still the
Edinburgh able to trade very well with the Balti. The Balti is already...
Wait, no, the Edinburgh hasn't been spotted yet.
Yes, that's true.
So he's probably over here, so I have to actually be really careful. Edinburgh would rip me a new one.
Can I get a fire? Oh, Balti looks like he's going down.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
I may be dead here.
Yeah,
yes.
hydro. Ah, yes. Can you talk?
No, I'm not gonna be able to dodge it. I'm gonna see if I can get some torpedoes off at least. But I am dead.
You're not dead. Like,
okay.
This is something like.
But I misplayed this, like, and I will be dead.
Is always dead. Like.
I will be though. I think. Oh, I'm landing a full spread of 4 torpedoes on him, though. He's low.
Who is the person who determines the value of fire flags? This is our balancing and also the team that is basically responsible for the in-game economy. And hello, Kapitän Hans Langdorf.
Wow! Do you see that play? I still killed the Kagero at least, even though I died.
Yeah, good
and I put a full.
We're leading by 2 ships.
And the Vladivostok is down. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. This is. I mean, you can see they kind of tried something similar, right? Splitting up. But if you have the DVs, you have the spotting advantage, and they kind of have to push into us. It's not like they can get a decent advantage here with cap zones or anything. Yep, looks quite good. It's radar here. We're slightly out of radar range. Have to push in. Camo, you should be fine. It's also they used very no. They used like a very cruiser heavy setup, like a heavy cruiser heavy setup, which for this mode might be a bit counterproductive if you don't have, like, for example, a Cleveland or something to also back it up by rate of fire, because it kind of limits a bit what you can do.
Yep. Polly SGTA says, in Flamus stream, while he was in top view, there were Yoshino tops coming at him, but the top warning was triggered 1 second before it hit him. Look, if you encounter cases like this, please send us a replay and a bug report through the customer support system.
Exactly.
What was the name of the channel to play with you? Stonks. STONKS. If devs die in Orkan, how as ordinary players can win with that ship? Look, I died in the Orkan,
not playing like Mr.
but I killed the enemy destroyer, and I put a full set of torps into the Vladivostok, causing him to die, and we won our flank. My objective playing this ship is not to survive, it's to win the game. I mean, I misplayed that severely, but I still made it work in the end. And that radar was super powerful to be able to let me finish off that Kagero.
Look, if you would balance ships around Mr. Conway, I'm not sure that would be a good scale to measure things on, because he's very good in some ships, and in other ships he's not very good. So
look, and even though I misplayed this, and I still have to get used to this ship now, I think we did all right on our flank. Took out the enemy torpedo threat.
Nice.
Did some damage. It's okay.
And Lord Melchart says, good evening, guys. Any plans to fix the nerf to special commanders? Any chance you could remove Deadeye? So, it's a bit early to talk about like any potential changes just yet, because we will need some time to take a look at how you guys are using them, whether there's anything we need to change about, you know, for example, a skill like Deadeye. Is there anything we need to do about special commanders? Because we saw a lot of feedback around this topic as well. And the same thing is true for ships like Flint or Siegfried that have been highlighted by you. And that we already put this into the publications about this topic, because we know, yes, these are ships that might be in particular affected by this change. And we keep a very close eye on this. And if we need to, which we probably have to, we'll make changes to them.
Riddler Plays Badly is asking, is there any chance that when the free commander reset is due to expire with the next patch, can we please get a second link to reset all my commanders again so I don't have to go back through and check each captain for random builds I may have made?
You don't trust yourself.
We can consider it, but I would try to class the chances as being rather slim right now. A quick note, right? Because this is a team-based mode, everybody earns the same amount of income, and if you have a decent team and if you're confident, you know, like you think you're going to be able to win. This is what you can earn if you stack up signals and camos that you've might have saved up. So if you've got a decent team, you're like reasonably confident you're going to win. I'd made 60k Captain XP in this. Yes, I've like stacked everything on top. But if you've collected some nice flags from our events recently, this is a good opportunity to spend them, because you'll always get the reward for a great reward for a win.
Yeah, and I mean the battles are actually quite fast, so it's a good mode to, for example, get Elite Commander XP if you're currently working on.
Okay, Neoplex, could you please leave the division so we can invite the next people, and then you can join the end of the queue again.
Yeah. Mike is asking, could cruisers get preventive maintenance back? This is unlikely to happen, but never say never. Credits is the real bottleneck, not XP. It really depends on what kind of player you are. If you take a look at, for example, Mr. Conway's account, you can see that credits is not really a big bottleneck for him. It depends on where you are at as a player in terms of like your lifetime. If you're just very new, and you probably have a bigger credit problem. If you're a very experienced,
if you look at Chris Santos,
if you're me, like I have like 15,000 battles and pretty much all the ships. Credits is not really a big problem for me or for XP. But I also get a lot of free stuff, so I can't, like, I'm not really the average player. I know this, but credits in general, by now with all of the additional boosters you can get in terms of signal flags, special signal flags, camouflages, it's not that big of a problem anymore. Also, even if you're a free-to-play player, with the amount of premium ships you can get for free by just playing the game, or for example, using special ships that you can get through coal or steel, the credit economy is I think actually quite nice for players in general. Is the current 3D model for Vittoria Veneto finalist? Because currently she's just Roma with a star at the bow, even though Roma looks substantially different compared to Veneto. Will that be adjusted before the Tector release? Takao, I don't think so, but can you send me a PM about this on the forums, and I will double check whether we can do anything about this, or what's the plan.
Okay, guys, we're going to be reasonably relaxed about this, so you can pick pretty much, pick a ship that you want to play, that you have fun with. Let's make sure we get our battleships full, that we get like the ratio right.
I just joined the Wii Power. Let's go Montpellier.
Wow, triple Montpellier. I like it. Point. I like it. We need one more battleship, please.
That's
okay.
That's a naughty.
That's a setup. Okay. Well, this interesting. We'll see. This is gonna be interesting.
The new Italian Tier 4 BB has 305 millimeter guns, but Wargaming News says 320 millimeters. Anthony Lee Scott, that was an issue when we released that article, and we fixed it already, as far as I know. If it's still wrong on one of the portals, please let me know. We'll fix it, because we caught that very early on, and it should be fixed. And Tanui is saying, hey guys, I've been waiting for the Mysore for a long time. I got her the day before yesterday, but she has no torps, 10-second reload, and no armor. Can we get torps, a better reload on her? Not right now. But if we need to make changes, if she's too weak, then we'll definitely do this. But it will probably take a few weeks to see how she's performing.
Nice.
Has anyone addressed the problems with battle cruisers versus light cruisers in ranked battles? Tanker Bear, what exactly is your problem in that sense? Because all of these ships have certain pros and cons, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But or are you talking about like you would like to see battle cruisers have like its own class to be taken into account?
Okay, so let's have a quick look at the enemy team here. We've got Tirpitz and Lenin, so they've got some nice close range power there, but double Massachusetts should be fine. Edinburgh, Amalfi, Chapayev, Kutuzov, and just the one Luoyang. So I think 9,900 games, let's stick together a little bit and let's try and bully that Luoyang out.
I would definitely say that one Montpellier and probably one Massachusetts should go here. Just to cover the side that we don't get, flanked.
Okay.
And the rest of us will just take care of this side. Benson, if you could provide me with a smoke, I'll be very happy to help you to deal with that Luoyang. The Luoyang, of course, is a very strong pick on tier 8 because of its very decent hydroacoustic surge.
You want the smoke now? So 9,900 games, go smoke.
Okay. Well, now it's probably a bit too early. I would say like 15 seconds.
Okay.
In 15 seconds, because he's going to stick around here. And if you can just like in 15 seconds provide it to me, then that will be good. Like the Cleveland or Montpellier, depending on the same class, right? Is a really good division ship in terms of like having a DD that smokes up for you, because you have all of the utility here with the Torp, like with the hydroacoustic search, with the surveillance radar. You also get defensive A, which is right now this one.
I'm going to go support our eastern push then, the Montpellier and the Massachusetts there. So Kirito, you don't have to get the buff. I'll go pick it up. So you don't have to get so close.
Okay. So now what I will do is I will actually run Hydro just to make sure that there are no surprise torpedoes by the Luoyang. Luoyang has quite slow torpedoes. And then we will do our very best here. The Luoyang definitely relies on having the smoke and the Hydro running at the same time. We'll probably have the Chapayev trying to radar me, so I will now try to angle out a bit. So I can just run.
I can't believe we haven't spotted anyone yet. Okay, Tirpitz all the way at the back.
They might be trying to go wide, which is not a good plan initially, at least. It's so important to get these buffs, but I mean, they picked up their share. Okay, there we have the Kutuzov. Okay, let's focus fire.
Okay.
As always, focus fire is a very important part of World of Warships, and the more competitive the mode gets, the more important focus fire actually becomes. Oh, can we get a shot? Yes, we can. Kutuzov cannot heal, so any damage dealt to a Kutuzov is permanent.
Okay, Torp's out in the Kutuzov.
We got a fire and 4 hits.
I'm gonna try and see if I get the
buff.
buff.
The Luoyang. If you can.
It's out of range for me right now. I might. I don't know if I should get that ballsy, but I could push into the Kutuzov and radar him. Get ready for the Luoyang, Kirito, get ready for the Luoyang. I'm gonna radar him.
Pushing.
Now, there he is.
Pushing a Kutuzov.
Crap! He's turned.
Oh, he might be in really big trouble here.
If you can catch him, now's the time.
I'm trying. He found a little cove here. Might not be able to hit him. Oh, he's backing up. So I might be able to hit him. Slightly out of range.
2 hits on the Kutuzov with Torps.
Nice.
My prediction worked out quite well. Okay, I'm a bit spent now in terms of my utility for a little bit. Buff coming in 5 seconds. Kirito, you're being very aggressive here. Just don't overextend.
Yeah, not against the Lenin. I would be careful. Okay, Chappie's over here. I'll try to get into radar range for the Luoyang.
Okay, there are his torpedoes.
I'll push up here a bit. There he is. Oh, you're in trouble, buddy. You're in big trouble. I think I might pick up the Luoyang here soon.
Nice.
You can see him here. He's currently radar. This is why meeting a Montpellier or a Cleveland in as a DD is usually very, very bad news. As you can see, that's like
Kutuzov is super low as well. If somebody could pick him up in a minute.
I think if I...
Oh, I'm hydroed by him now.
Good. Want to be careful with the Tirpitz. Otherwise, everything else I can pretty much deal with. the Lenin doesn't have any shots on me. Good. I really like Brawls because it's a nice way to have a bit of a balance between being really competitive and, you know, trying very hard and still you're able to just do this as a fun activity in one of the afternoons or evenings.
Okay, Kutuzov will be dying here shortly. Good work, Kirito. Go pick him up.
And Fupsi, if you have somebody, you know, behaving like this, just report him with the in-game system because that will already report him to our system. And if it's really going overboard, you can also report him to us and we'll take an additional look at it. Oh, hello, Turpits. So there goes a third of my HP. No, actually, I got lucky, but he's definitely going to use his secondaries. So now I'll just have to deal with him. I don't have torps, so I can't use that. Get a double fire here. Edinburgh should have switched.
Okay, I'm rotating over west to go support there. I think the Lenin is. I mean, he's a bit out of position alone there.
I want to set that fire. The Edinburgh will not be able to deal a super significant amount of damage with my angle here, so I can just try to help with the Turpits. How's it looking over on your side? You're chasing down the Lenin, I guess?
Well, I'm just trying to get a little bit of torpedo pressure on him as well, but I think Santa's mega gift container should be able to deal with him. I appreciate the meme nickname, by the way. Like, don't.
Oh, nice. Can you survive this? One of many more. Second fire. Now we're switching to AP. As soon as you have like this kind of angle with AP, with small caliber AP, you will still be able to deal a significant amount of damage if you hit the superstructure or that general area. Okay, switching back to HE. He should be going down. Oh, the Choppy is soon TM, showing me a little bit too much from outside. Then we get another fire. I'm already being too aggressive. Let's see what we can do here. He's burning down.
Okay, the Turpits is gone. I think it's pretty much over now. Should I just open fire?
You can show us your gameplay, by the way. Or I'll just dual gameplay.
It's not that exciting right now.
Oh, the Edinburgh is also showing. Yeah, the Chapev has a big problem now. He has to decide who he wants to go broadside to. It's accelerating. Who allowed you to do this, right? Tanking the Chappy. No, you're not going to deal a lot of damage here, buddy, and I have IFHE, so...
I'm just gunboating cruisers now here. It's just farming.
I should actually just nuke that fully broadsided Edinburgh. But let's take care of him first, and then we can do it. Good.
Oh, well, I have to 1v1 Edinburgh in a second.
Well, we got 110,000 damage out of this. I should have probably just focused on the Edinburgh first, because he was showing so much broadside. But we tanked 1 million potential damage.
It's work.
I won't really complain about this.
Edinburgh smoke is completely useless at this range. I mean, it's not completely useless because he at least is making me hidden, which is nice.
So, what kind of light cruiser has a 10-second reload? Well, light cruisers can also sometimes have a slower reload, and it depends a bit. Can also be just like bigger caliber guns and, for example, having lighter armor.
Dobrze praha. Thank you.
Greetings, Pack. Good game. Also a very, very decent setup in my opinion. Like going for like a triple Cleveland that provides so much rate of fire and DPM pressure, plus the utility. In general, like my approach to playing something competitive is you want to really have a lot of tools available to deal with whatever the enemy might be throwing at you. And depending on the meta that you meet, you kind of have to adjust. We've seen like now 2 teams already only deploying 1 DD and focusing mostly on cruiser power, which can be tricky because if you don't really have the spotting, and I think that's what actually was the problem for this team because they didn't really have the spotting power to deal with Mr. Conway's flank. So,
okay, so who wants to be next? Again, if you want to join our glorious game here, go in game, click the little orange icon that's in the bottom left of your port interface, search for the chat channel Stonks, and join it, please.
Okay, chat. Also, let me know what you want me to play if you want to see something different. So here was somebody, Pampas Grass says, the karma system has been broken since introduction because telling someone they are a noob or idiot does not explain how a player might improve. Look, the karma system is not perfect. Not even remotely. But what the karma system can do is instead of people going absolutely ham in chat or raging, it gives them a little bit of a vent if they want to just report somebody for playing poorly instead of insulting somebody. It can also help if you have somebody who's doing the right thing. He might not have had like the best game ever, or he didn't get the best XP score, but you want to highlight that he did a good job. Like a compliment, most people are very happy to see a compliment, and it might actually make the difference between him just feeling a bit, I don't know, like not sure what he should do in the game, and afterwards seeing that, hey, you got like 3+1s from other team members who said, hey, you know what, thank you very much for helping me here. So definitely something we can improve in the future, but I wouldn't say it's broken. It doesn't really have a big effect on gameplay overall. But if you see somebody who's doing something nice, let him know that you like how he played. Don't just rage if somebody's doing something you dislike. Communicate in the beginning of the battle. You can see how much it helps running, for example, something like a clan brawl. It makes such a huge difference if you, as a team, communicate and you can at least roughly sync on what you want to do. Not everybody will always pay attention to chat or what you would like to do, but at least you give them the chance to do the right thing. What I see a lot in the game is that there's a DD just going off, trying to cap, or there's a Battleship just trying to do his thing on one flank, and then once his DD dies, for example, he goes raging like, why is my DD already dead, or why didn't you spot? Like talk in the beginning of the battle, say like, hey, I'm going to go there. Could you maybe spot? I will support you. Maybe he will listen, maybe not, but at least you give him the chance to, say something or talk about the plan that you have. Maybe you disagree, maybe you agree, but try.
Yep. Somebody's asking, where do I see the karma or the compliments you got in game, right? So if you click up here on your, it's a bit bigger. If you click up here on your nickname, you can see there's a number to the top right. That's your karma. So every time somebody gives you a compliment, your number here will increase by 1. I'm only at 380. What's Casandra's at? Lots more.
Karma?
Yes.
2,159.
Nice. Okie dokie. Thank you also to Choice Arena, who does stream on twitch.tv/World of Warships for joining us. And it's a shame that we can't invite Painzor, but it seems the chat server is currently not letting us. Search for him. Maybe we can resolve that later.
If you have issues with the chat server, please let us know. Like send a customer support ticket, please.
And no, karma doesn't have like an effect as such. It's your way to show appreciation to your teammates during the game, or maybe also tell them when you think they didn't do something well. It doesn't have an effect as such. There is a chance that we'll, work on this feature at some point and do something with these points. But for now, it's a way for you to, show someone else, hey, you liked what they did. And it's really, if you have a teammate that does something really fantastic for you, if he goes spots for you, if he goes, makes a great play, if he just dominates the game, let him know. Give him a +1 afterwards. People appreciate it.
Yeah. If we have Anshan, will we get doubloons when we complete the combat mission groups? Right. No, Ninsor, because the Anshan has been available for coal in the armory, you will get a credit compensation. And we usually, like, it's if we forget it, please let us know. But we usually put the compensation information in the article, and that's the case also for this publication when we had the patch notes for update 0.10.0. You can find it right in there, also the exact amount. You do get, obviously, the port slot. But what is O?
Well,
that's nice. That's a full DD setup. That's going to be almost full.
Do you see, they only have a single battleship?
Yes.
And then
Odin and Tallinn. Look, this is a fun setup, and we can try this as well. So something that was very popular and one of the in the tier 8 clan battle season was like the Kiev train. But overall, it's absolutely okay to run a fun setup here. This is like one of these modes where you can just do that.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what this mode is ideal for. So, what's our game plan here?
Like seven Clevelands and just rain shells.
What's the game plan, Santos?
So we should just stick together and just focus fire.
And time your hydros, because we've got a lot of enemy torpedoes that will be incoming.
Because like if they want to make this work, they either focus on and they have a weird mix of ships, right? They kind of need to kill DDs together. So I would say we stick together. And we just focus down them one by one. Yeah,
I'm gonna try and go for that center heal there. If you guys follow up and support me, we could make that work.
I'm right behind you.
Good.
Somebody says greetings to my mom.
Yes, and hello Twitch, and hello, welcome. I'm glad you're here with us in this game with an unusual setup, because it's going to be fun stomping you.
Or they might have a lot of fun stomping us.
Or
because
they may stomp
your
us.
Orkan, like if all of them open up, and I'm pretty sure that if they're watching, Mr. Conway might be one of the primary targets.
Don't watch.
So let's
Don't you
see.
dare watch.
Turning on Hydra, we can see the Odin, and I'm pretty sure that it is going to be in front of the Odin. So Conway, you should already probably turn out.
Yeah. I'm going to reverse. Oh, here we go, Öland.
Okay. Good thing is we have Massachusetts and Odin, so secondaries are going to be in our favor as well.
He opened fire, so he's going to be visible for quite some time, guys.
My mistake.
Make him pay!
I will.
Oh, Akizuki has joined the fight.
Okay, we get the first set of corps.
Okay, I'm going to have to disengage here.
Mm-hmm.
Careful with those torps.
In my opinion, if you want to make a setup like this work properly, what you got to do is really build a train and then just go for it. Because otherwise, you're splitting up the surprise power of that DD Wolfpack. You can try to play for torps, but that's not really going to help you that much. If the enemy team has Hydro, and we have a lot of Hydro cruisers, for example.
I'm pushing back in. I'm going to raid on them soon.
Mm-hmm. They'll probably try to torp us quite a bit. And Conway, you will let us know when your radar is up.
I'm going to launch it in 3, 2, 1. It's up.
Okay, there we go. The
Harikaze, hello. Got the buff. Noping out of here.
Gotta watch out for the torps.
Okay, radar's down. I'm really liking the Orkan for this, by the way.
I might take stupid torpedoes here. Oh my god, they're very fast. Yes. And I detonated them. That was my mistake. That was my mistake. So Conway, this is now on you. You gotta do this.
You detonated?
I detonated. I didn't mount detonation flags. I am. Please, chat, mount detonation flags in such a mode. So I can focus a bit more on you. So you should now not be like you. Don't be that pushy. They're playing for torpedoes, predominantly. So I would say turn right, and you have to scout for your battleships. Otherwise, the Massachusetts and Odin are gonna be like under a lot of pressure. The Tallinn will try to push the broadside of the cruisers. but overall, like UDDs need to kind of be together, help each other, and just focus down one DD after another. Good thing is that Raging Angel should have Hydro, so the Harekase and Öland will not have a super easy time just farming, and then you should be fine. There was a question by Mac Gruff. Oh says, hey twins, can you let us know if, and if not, please ask for a schedule of when PTS is up and ready to log on. For example, like the Twitch schedule. So this is actually very...
Slowing down.
So this is very easy with the public test server. So usually, unless something really weird happens, the public test server is up in the week after the update was launched. And then we usually have two PT sessions. They start on Thursdays. And
Raging Angel.
Almost nice dodge.
Just one.
Good job. The Öland is gone. The other Öland has to run. So it usually starts on Thursday, and that's somewhere in between 6 to 8 o'clock Central European time, or summertime, depending a bit whether it's winter or summer, and if we have some issues deploying the PT, and then it runs until Tuesday morning.
Okay,
and that's for PT always the case. And you can also find the times for the PT in the PT publication that usually goes online on the day before the PT is actually set to live. So, that done. There were some other questions. Can you add combat flags as a reward in rank?
Maybe
in the future, Lucho?
Guys, Öland up.
Maybe in the future. Smith Butler says there was a question: what tier 8 cruiser has less than 10 seconds reload? Uchikov has 6.1 seconds reload. Yeah, Uchikov is also like a super light cruiser. We can actually try to play the Uchikov. I'm curious. But this mode, it might be very interesting. The Uchikov is like a super light cruiser, very squishy, not a lot of range. It does have a lot of tools, so we'll actually try it in the next match. Have you checked Flamu and Flamba stats for BBs? The Große Kurfürst has the lowest damage in the game. So Anthony Lee Scott. First and foremost, like Flamu and Flambas are not very representative for the game in general. We keep a very close eye on stats. This is also true like for the Große Kurfürst, and of course also depending on what build the Kurfürst is running. So don't worry, if we see that the Kurfürst would, for example, drop off and be now significantly worse compared to what it was before, we will make changes. This is what we've been saying already, already before, when we talked about the changes that we made with the commander skill rework. We will definitely keep an eye on the performance of all ships. And if we need to make changes, we will make changes. And we will not base our decisions on either Flamu or Flambas, or, for example, if Mr. Conway, is suddenly doing very poorly in one ship, we will not buff it because Mr. Conway is having troubles.
How dare you?
We're taking a look at the entire player base, and then we have a huge amount of data. We can take a look at, for example, how are the top players performing, how are the average players performing, how are players performing on ships they have, right? Like, for example, a decent player on the Hindenburg, how's he performing on, let's say, Oh, they got you. Oh, the high card is going down.
Poor dodge, but at least I traded.
So now the question is, the set 23 against the Anchorage. The Tallinn is probably going to pick up the Anchorage here. But the Anchorage can angle the Akizuki. Oh, Akizuki, can you have some fun here? Yeah, I died too early. My radar would now be worth gold.
Yes. Anchorage should be okay for a little bit, I think.
No. The Tallinn will be able to get him.
No, because there's an island in the way.
He can. He can.
No, he's got the island to dodge now. So it should be okay for a little bit.
But the set can also push in with Hydro. So.
Yeah, but the Tallinn.
Present is much quieter than Mr. Con. It's probably because I'm a bit further away from my microphone. Oh, Anthony Lee Scott. Don't worry, man. And I'm really sorry to hear that, man. Fingers crossed that you'll get healthy again. And Worker says, good evening and greetings from Berlin. Greetings from Prague.
Come on, Eugen. AP to the broadside.
Hardy B says, my clan never has that much players online playing no more than 2 or 3. This is the great thing about the Brawl. You don't need to have only
nice
people
shot.
from very nice shot choice. So you don't need to have just members from your clan. What you can also have is you can just invite other people. They don't even have to be in a clan. They can also be from a different clan. Look at our team setup. If Mr. Conway can just press the here, exactly. Thank you very much. You can see we have a lot of people from different clans participating in this clan brawl. So if you just want to try this, even if your clan is not that active, this is a great opportunity to do exactly this. Very fast question here from Kings TS. Does World of Warships have a tier 2 to tier 5 skirmish or other type of gamer to inspire more PvP play besides randoms that in lower tiers takes too long? Not really like a skirmish mode or even like an operation. Like our operations are, tier 6, tier 7 usually. And we also had tier 8, but in terms of tier 5, not at the moment. Sorry.
Oh, Choice, I think, is going to eat Paule for breakfast now. Maybe? Choice?
Willie Floss says, my plan is to reset captains in February and take a break for a few months to see what happens. I mean, I'm sorry to hear if you feel like this, but I understand if you want to see what's happening with it. But overall, my recommendation is take a look at the skills, figure out for yourself, what works for you. The skills are not that significantly different compared to before. Yes, there are some changes. We also added some conditional skills now, but overall, it doesn't really change the game now in a super significant way that suddenly the builds are super, super different, and you wouldn't be able to figure this out in 2 or 3 weeks of playing, what builds work for you on certain classes.
Yeah, Massachusetts secondaries are doing a job on the Odin back here.
Rydler plays badly, says Sao buffs when? Well, like at least before this change, the Sao was fine in terms of stats, so no buffs planned. If anything changes about this, we will let you know.
There was a suggestion there. What was it? Waiting for the ship till the end of the match should change. Why not make it like scenario? Love to play but hate the wait. Well, maybe that's something we can consider in future. I kind of like the option to, pay to get the ship back as well.
Dra says clan wars without CVs are not fun. Well, that's a very subjective thing to say. I'm sure that a good amount of players in chat will disagree with you, and we try to, sometimes have modes where we have CVs, sometimes we don't have them. It really depends on the tier or the format that we're running them in. And Ladendels Gaming says, so please show how can you make a BB brawling build today that works just as well as the old one? I dare you. We've, like Mr. Conway, for example, last week on the German update stream, he played the Großer Kurfürst in the full secondary setup, right? And with the slide 200k
only 200.
Yeah. Look,
and the secondaries did 50. Look, it was a bit of a unique opportunity as well, because I got to get in a position where I had both secondary sides firing and lots of enemies pushing into me. But the secondaries, when you get up close, they absolutely work. And if you, depends what kind of situation you get in. We had it today as well when we was playing, yesterday, Pommern. If you can get in a situation where both your sides can fire, and that doesn't mean you're going to have to expose your broadside or get crossfired, because the angles at which secondaries fire are actually quite good. It absolutely murders.
If you go for a secondary build right now, let's say with the German Battleship, you will probably have a 10% less accurate build compared to the old version, but you get longer range. Plus, you also get to shoot the secondaries on multiple targets. Even if you lock it on to one target, it will still fire on targets on the other side. So
I've seen this a lot. Capitan says you don't want your secondaries to fire on both sides. If they're firing on both sides, you are in the wrong position. That really depends. Like I said, the secondaries don't need a flat broadside to be able to fire. You can look at the angles, and they're very, very good. So it depends. I think one thing you're saying.
Look. Yes. Even if you say I don't want the secondaries to fire on both sides, it is purely a benefit if you have a ship on the other side that it's still firing, or if you, for example, forgot to select a target that they fire, maybe even faster. It's a pure benefit to have this. Yes, they're slightly less accurate, but they also start firing earlier. And if you pick the skill, you have a 10% bonus to your main battery as well, which is something you shouldn't forget, which can make the difference. So, it's slightly different. And if we see that we need to make changes, we will make these changes. We already made changes, for example, to the German Battleship accuracy, thanks to your feedback. And if we need to do more, we will do it. But obviously right now, a lot of players are trying different builds, and are trying to play around with it, and obviously they're trying out new skills they didn't have access to before. And in a few weeks, all of this will settle down. And this is also why it takes a bit for us to take a look at how you guys are using this, and then we'll make decisions. I completely understand that you're worried about this, and that maybe the first impressions are, I don't know, like you had a lot of ships that were very far back, and until you get into position to use the secondary as well, it didn't feel as strong as before. But overall, we'll look at it.
So this is something I want to point out in terms of like etiquette, right, for these clan brawls. If you know you've lost, if there are 4 ships left you want to destroy, please do everybody a favor, and like open fire with your guns and die, because there's no chance of you winning. And the longer you wait, it just means that there's a whole bunch of people that can't play the next game because they're all waiting for you. And since the amount of XP you get for a loss or a win is fixed anyway, there's literally no benefit to dragging it out. You're just annoying everybody and wasting everyone's time.
And Fauci says everyone is using Deadeye. That is definitely not true. Even though if you might be under that impression, but it's definitely true.
I'm not saying throwing is okay. I'm saying if you are in a situation where the game is entirely lost in one of these competitive modes, a team-based mode, right? Bring the game to an end. Like, nobody's having any fun right now. Nobody's earning anything. It's just, like everybody I think would be more better off going into the next game. Yeah. So it's not throwing if it's already lost.
Inspector Clunch says the große Kurve secondaries don't hit the target. What the fuck are you smoking, Crusaders? Dude, like the change to the secondaries is, I would say, around 10% less accurate if you go for the full secondary build. So it's definitely not the case that you hit everything before and now you're not hitting anything. Look, if you want to provide feedback, just be constructive. If you just say like, hey, my secondaries don't hit anything at all anymore, we know it's not the case, and you devalue your own feedback with it. We're here, we're listening, we're reading your comments, we're trying to answer what we can. We're not afraid, to address the tricky questions you're asking here, like the negative feedback you're also sharing, because you're very passionate about the game and you want to let us know what you dislike about certain changes. We're very happy to talk about this. And, we're here to address it. But please do me the favor and don't act like, oh, look, I don't know, like a Battleship with Deadeye is suddenly twice as accurate as before. That's not the case. It's a 10% buff. Yeah. It's the same case for the secondaries. They're slightly different. Maybe you feel like you would rather have the accuracy versus the range buff and the ability to hit a second target. We understand, and we will take it into consideration. But also, yes, with certain changes, you might have to adapt to a certain degree, and maybe you will actually realize that, hey, in other situations, this is actually quite cool to have. So we're very happy to read your feedback, but please stay constructive.
Okay, for joining, if you want to play Clan Brawls with us, please join the Stonks in-game chat channel, and anyone who just type now, and I'll invite you. And if you've already played, please do me a favor and leave the division so we can invite the next person. Somebody was saying also in chat that our math on the secondaries is wrong. Like, we will clearly and very, very precisely look at the stats. We can see how many secondary hits were done before and after the patch, and we'll have a look at it. It's not that we need to rely on our math. We have actual stats, not just for your personal experience, but for the entire population of World of Warships on each server, for every ship.
Yes,
so we'll be able to look at this.
Guys, we have the stats for the entire server. If there's anybody relying on stats, and I think you sometimes feel like we rely on stats too much, right? But we have all of the stats of all players. For example, stats websites don't have access to the entire server cluster because a lot of players are hiding their stats. So they're kind of skewed to a certain degree. We see all stats. We can also filter. We have a lot of tools available. Like, our developers are very good at what they're doing. And I know that you sometimes disagree with certain decisions that we make, but they can see the stats for all of these ships. And if they would see there's a significant change that was not intended, then they will do their very best to fix it.
Look, if you just played, it's all good. Then just not accept the invitation, and I'll invite someone else.
Let me just quickly change.
But I don't think anybody else was signing up, so go. It's fine.
Yeah, give me a second. I will just change my build here. We probably don't need to rely on concealment too much.
What's your build for this? Do you want to walk us through it? And we do, after all, have some changes in general to the system.
So this is the Ochakov, right? The Ochakov, as you can see, doesn't have a lot of HP. It shares the same hull as the Smolensk. It has 152 millimeter guns. It comes with a lot of utility, as you can see here. You get hydro, you get radar, you get defensive AA. So it's kind of like Cleveland in that sense. 152 millimeter guns, reload time 6.1 seconds. You could, for example, drop it down to 9.1 kilometers if you wouldn't go for this skill, which might be quite nice to have in random battles because the range is 15.6 kilometers. But we are in a mode where we want to focus down a target. We could actually go all out and say we can drop this, go to 11.6 kilometers, and for example, go for the top grade gunner. It's not something I would recommend for random battles, but it's an option we have. And otherwise, Adrenaline Rush is always such a nice thing. I'll still build it for. Oh, you know what? We'll just try. And otherwise, we don't. It won't hurt to do this. We'll just master it this way. We don't really need to worry about AA in this mode right now. And since we have the luxury of being able to reset everything for free, we'll use it. And then, in terms of signals, we'll just quickly mount these.
Heldentod is asking, how long will you gather data before you change skills? Like, at least I think for the duration of this update, there is a chance that we will introduce some first changes with 0.10.1, but there's also, that's not something we can promise. We'll have to look a little bit. The thing is, we can't just look at the data. We also have to consider that a lot of people are playing around right now with the skills, experimenting with different builds. So the whole meta is shifting a little bit, and we need, if we're going to make changes, we need to make sure that the data we're looking at is reliable and representative of what World of Warships usually is. So we'll see. When we have information for you to share with you, we'll definitely let you know, and I'm sure we'll be posting something on the dev blog at some point about this as well.
So just take a bit, guys. Give us a bit of time. And Doom Viper, look, if this would be consistently the case across secondaries, that performance drop that you currently saw with your ships, then we'll definitely do something. Yeah.
Yes.
Our goal is not to make secondaries shitty. This is not the goal. We changed slightly how it worked, and for us, for example, we didn't want to have the situation that you have to select the target to make them fire, and then they're only firing on one target. We felt like it's better to have them shoot at several targets if possible. But we thought, if that is the case, they will be potentially too strong. That's why we reduced the accuracy. And if we see that we need to make some changes, we will make them. Play the game for fun, not just for stats. I think stats are, for a lot of people, even for me, like part of the fun for World of Warships. I completely understand where you're coming from. And our goal here is to, we made this change. We want it to be fun. We want to make sure that, there are various builds that are viable. And that is the case.
One thing, somebody just asked, how many skills do bots have in Corp? I don't think they have any captain skills. But Chrysantos, we are facing Massachusetts, Lenin, Double, Baltimore, an Atago, a Lightning, and an Orkan. What's the game plan, boss? We've got triple DDs.
They have double radar, right, with the Balties. They have Lightning, Orkan, which is a really good setup because both are very good gunboats. So you should stick together, but we shouldn't just clump all together and move into the middle of the map. So I think we should have a little bit of coverage around here. Maybe having one DD just scouting, maybe one BB, and then we have the cruisers helping in the middle. Okay. And you should basically
Raging Angel is taking it, the Xian Yang. And hello to Laokon. I don't know. Hi to the CG team on the enemy. I'll go. Strix, if you go pick up this heal, I'll go pick up the other one. So Strix, stay in here.
So actually, let's switch to.
Are you going for the? You want to go for the center one? Okay, go. I'll pick up both heals then. Just be careful. I'll come support you once I've picked up the heals.
Will CVs ever have a detonation mechanic? USS Montana, not planned at the moment. When is the Italian battleship line going to come out? Justin, with the next update, you will have early access.
Yes, if you happen to be someone who is subscribed to Prime Gaming or Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, however it is called nowadays, then you can actually go to Prime Gaming and redeem... What?
Prime Gaming.
Prime Gaming.
We can do it. We believe.
And redeem a special package that will give you the Tier 4 Italian Battleship now.
Conway, can you grab the buff that just landed?
Everyone else.
Thank you.
I'm literally standing in it.
No.
Yes, there were two.
No, you were literally standing outside of it.
No, I was standing in the other one. There were two buffs, both of them coming in at the same time. So I was waiting for
to make sure it doesn't you know. I need to be careful because I didn't have priority target set up. So.
Ooh, I'm radared. Lightning's running hot right now, so I guess we'll do a bit of gunboaterinoing here. Uh-oh, that's not good.
Yes, and I didn't really hit a lot, so that's also my mistake. They have a really good position.
Now they're all going to shoot at me, so I'm going to disengage.
Yes, please do so.
They have a good position now, but let's not forget that they will have to get back in the middle afterwards.
We should be able to deal with that Atago if our Xingyang is... Oh, Xingyang, those torpedoes were not the best.
Those torpedoes were pretty...
No, I think they have a good... I was hoping that we can actually get that advantage on the other flank against the Takao, but I think Raging Angel... I hope you're not going down, and I hope that Belfast can deal with the Atago.
Raging Angel, just survive. We've got lots of heal buffs. You'll get those hit points back if you can just survive.
I might try to go outside into the other cap, and then I just Hydra and Raider the DDs. It's going to take me a while, though. Not sure whether it's worth it.
But there's also the Baltimore over here. This is not looking great. I don't really know what to do right now. Unfortunately, we're losing the Xianyang.
What's the point of karma points if they don't do anything? Well, Yoda, on the one hand, it helps us, for example,
they're really pushing
find
hard
guys
over
who
here.
are a lot of AFK, for example, or who misbehave in chat. So it has a certain value. On the other hand, the karma system doesn't really serve a purpose in rewarding players or like having some kind of consequences, except for what I just mentioned. So right now, yes, we know it's a system that doesn't really serve a super important purpose, and I hope that at some point we will get back to it and improve it. But right now, that's not the case, and I think we have bigger fish to fry. And I'm pretty sure you agree. Would be nice to improve it, but right now, to-do list.
Yeah, I think we've lost this one quite concisely.
Yeah, we have a bit of a kitchen sink fleet, so I'm not too surprised, and the enemy team played this well. And I, for example, didn't really do much in this match. I was trying to have a decent positioning that could have helped, but by the time I got into it, it was simply too late. Now I don't have the Hydra up. They have the Hydra up to spot my torps.
No. Doom Viper says rocket fighters are still broken. 1 second. Rocket fighters targeting going over landmass is still broke. People posting this on dev boards with no response. When will this be fixed? So right now, this is not something we, I think, consider a bug. It gives an element of counterplay as well to other ships if they can use the terrain to help save them from rocket planes. Conversely, I've also seen some really funny episodes of people using this to their advantage, because due to the higher altitude, that your planes go at once you're, like when you're using rockets, you can actually shoot your rockets at a much further range at targets further away. So you can also use this to your advantage. I know it's a bit wonky when you're using it as a CV, but I don't think this is something we're going to be changing.
I'm so going to die here. I was hoping I could get some torpedoes here, but the Lenin is going to just accelerate out of it because pretty sure the lightning has.
People are exploiting this with no damage. It's not an exploit. It's a game mechanic. You can use it if you want to, if you can make it work. Personally, I think that these like island trick shots are usually not worth it because they're not particularly reliable. But your mileage may vary. Go give it a go and post some funny clips on Reddit.
Queen's Marksman says great use of defense today. Well, what else would I use it for? It has no CV in this match. So
yes,
so I'm using it for the fighter because that fighter could have potentially spotted me if their hydro ran out. So,
well, you win some, you lose some, as they say.
This is a game where skill doesn't matter. Well, quick 6, that's definitely not true. And any skilled player will, in the vast majority of cases, unless he gets super unlucky, because yes, there's a certain element of RNG, for example, in our game, will have the upper hand. It's just the case. You see this in any aspect of our game, be it competitive or even just in random battles.
Rabadoo Dabba says, follow up to yesterday, would you consider to implement asymmetric battles as a variation to random battles, like how you sometimes get epicenters of domination? Maybe. Yeah, it might be an idea. I'm not sure if it's popular enough to do this, or if people would get annoyed if they don't queue for it specifically. I think in general we want to do something with asymmetric battles again. We've already talked about this on our waterline. That we are going to be working on a historical kind of mode, like Axis versus Allies, and this is a good chance it will also be asymmetric.
Yes. And Quick 6 says, you dodge a shot, but RNG rewards the enemy with penetration. No. Sorry, but it sounds like you don't understand how penetration mechanics work. I can highly recommend you to watch the How It Works episode that is covering that topic, and then you can take a look at your armor layout and then see basically where shells hit you, and depending on the caliber, the range, on what it was fired, and then the armor layout, right? So you have the angle, the normalization, plus the penetration value, so caliber plus range and so on. All of this influences this. It's a very complicated formula, but you can figure out roughly usually what will happen just by experience in the game. Where you aim at, what the enemy ship has in terms of armor, what you have in terms of caliber and AP, or if it's HE, for example, it doesn't really care about angle. So it really depends. But it's something that you learn as a player by looking at the mechanics, knowing your ship, knowing the enemy ships, knowing the angle, all of these aspects. And that makes the difference between a player who doesn't know these things and a player who spent the amount of time necessary to learn this and then be better at it. Because you will know that, hey, if I wait 5 seconds, if the guy is turning, and I will hit some citadels, or if you just shoot and just bounce because you didn't really take the time to look at this thing.
Yep. Okay, interesting setup here. We are running a double Massachusetts, Baltimore, double Ochakov, Kid Orkan, and enemy team is running North Carolina, Amagi, Baltimore, Mainz, Amalfi, Z35, Akizuki, kitchen sink on that side for sure. I don't know.
It's not a bad setup at all.
No, give us but the variation is nice.
Well, both North Carolina and Amagi are accurate battleships, and the North Carolina hurts a lot. The Baltimore provides the radar. Mainz is a good radar fire ship, plus the Amalfi is nice to deal with BDs. And the Z35 has the Hydra, while the Akizuki is more of a gunboat. So I think it's not a bad setup. It depends on how they want to deploy it. Yeah. And we'll just try to counter it.
Just quickly, Kid, you take the western heel, I'll take the eastern heel, and then we can regroup and see if we can fight over the center heel.
Regathering mechanics, how does the max range spotter plane work? Higher elevation, higher velocity, or fake magic? No, what the spotter plane does, it gives you 20% extra range. And it basically flips the angle because you're looking kind of like from the spotting plane, but it doesn't have any impact on the penetration or the velocity. It's more like the shell, if you aim further back, it loses more velocity and it loses penetration over range, but that has nothing to do with the actual spotting plane, but just about distance fired.
I'm actually going to try something different. Sorry, I'm going to try and actually go straight for the middle buff because they're landing at the same time and somebody else can pick up this buff or we can pick it up later. But I kind of feel like it would be good to contest that.
And quick, so look, dude, you say people, they are not here to listen to your complaints. They're here to sell more ships, buy the new Italian BBs. So I answered 3 of your comments and you apparently don't want to improve how you play. Because otherwise you would have listened to what I said. You would have looked at, for example, how it works, and then you could become a better player. I didn't tell you to buy ships. I didn't tell you to do X, Y, Z. I only told you how you can become a better player. I'm sorry if this is not enough for you, but if you just want to rage here in caps lock, then that's not really the place to do this. I'm sorry. Like, we care about your opinion. We're trying to help you. We're trying to explain stuff to you. So you're just...
He's going to stay spotted?
Oh, man. Sorry, League of Shadow Destroyers. This is a really bad position for me to be caught in.
Keeping my cool. Reversing into the cap. Makes it 35 pay. 5 more seconds of radar.
He's going to get out of my range. Well, we got like 6k into him, which is nice.
And I will be able to pick up the buff here.
Available for purchase again? I don't know. Not in the foreseeable future.
But how are we going to follow this up? I'm not entirely sure right now.
Look, the good thing is we don't have caps. So what we should do, we should make them pay for each meter.
Yes.
So don't push into them. Let them come to us.
I think Akizuki seems like he's getting separated there. Kid, we should try and hunt down that Akizuki.
But we don't want to.
Because he doesn't have fire support.
The kid should rather get support by Swiss Butler to get some kind of DPM power. We need you here to spot. You can try to get the Akizuki, but you would leave us all alone. And for example, the Bolty here, this is a bit of a mispositioning. Because now they're doing exactly what I said we should be doing, is just focusing down the enemy. And now we're basically losing a cruiser. There's no reason to push in this mode too much, except for getting the buffs. And then you want to punish the enemy where you can.
Zed. Oh, we might be able to kill him here. I'm gonna risk it.
Shots are out.
I don't have radar yet. Oh, shame. I'm dark again. This is one of the benefits of having short gun range sometimes, is that you can take these engagements and just not be seen. Yeah.
You're the best twins. I'm sure other twins would disagree, especially ones that are actual twins.
Okay, ready. I'm gonna light up the Z. Please get ready to fire on him. Are you ready?
I'm not. I'm in a completely different position.
Okay, I'll try.
Looking at the minimap will help you. Swiss, can you disengage? They're really good at focus fire.
Come on, we need to get the Z down. I'm paying for it. Make it worth.
Come on, Conway, you can do it.
Nice.
Good job.
He did, which means I instantly go dark. Oh, no, I'm not dark. Oh, this is gonna... Oh, this may cost me my life. We'll see how it goes. Okay,
the good thing is they don't have a radar there right now.
Yes, okay. Now we can go hunt down the Akizuki because they're safe from torpedoes over there. Together we can take him.
Step by step, exactly.
Nice job. Massachusetts, careful, don't push too far. We don't really need to right now. But if one of you can sneak and get that heal, that could be interesting.
So, I just want to see these BBs push in a bit more. North Carolina is really passive.
Be careful in your kit. Maybe go dark again if you feel it's too much. Don't die on me. he's trying to disengage. Nice, we've almost got him. Great job. Okay, cool. I've got speed boost active right now. I can pick the buffs. Head over east. I'll grab them and loop around.
Good job. I'm currently farming the Amagi here. Put some pressure on him.
You got these? Okay, I'll turn around then. I'll go up north. Swiss Butler, I think you can also push up.
If you could provide him with the smoke, like the kit for the Ochakov, that would be a great combination. Because he's quite low on HP and
yeah, there is one to use there right now, actually, from the kit. Not sure how long it'll last, though.
Yeah, there North Carolina has been... Oh, please don't ram. There North Carolina has been very passive. And this might cost them the game. Oh, Massachusetts, can you do it? Captain Uninvited, I think I'm going to get the Amagi. Yes, there we go.
Nice work. League of Shadow Destroyers. Well done.
Okay, good.
Okay, Alfie's pulling his trick. Might actually be able to radar him in this smoke right now. Or is he he's probably turning, isn't he?
Let's see what we can do here with the North Carolina. Just be careful because the Amalfi is, of course, very strong against you. And he will have Hydra.
Yeah, sorry. There he is. Ah! My torpedoes are pretty amazing.
Oh! Oh no, Mr. Conway. Oh no.
I have to say I was rather proud of that prediction, but yeah, not good enough. No, we're gonna lose League of Shadow Destroyers, and we lost him. But that's okay. Should have a nice broadside there from our other Massachusetts, and we have the cap.
Don't do it. Don't do it, North Carolina. I'm too young to get nuked by you. You might have very heavy AP shells, and you might be very accurate, but you don't want to do it. You're lucky. Yeah, the life of a light cruiser. Sometimes you stands on the edge of survivability.
I'll come join you in your smoke there, Mr. Kid.
Ooh, try outside. This is nice. Can we get fires, please? Oh, let's get fires.
Actually, I'm reasonably sure I can take 1 or 2 volleys from him without too much danger.
Okay, North Carolina's going down. We can take care of the Amalfi.
Especially with all of the heals that we've got ticking at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Unfair SAP. Boop. And boop, boop, boop. Okay, we should have the Amalfi.
Goodbye, nice.
Okay, mines get us, but we also to him. Nice, nice. We made the Uchakov work.
Good game, gentlemen.
How do you... So, we have some questions here on YouTube as well. How do you fire your rockets at the DD when they're sitting in smoke? Only luck. Well, if the DD is shooting, for example, you can... Hardy, you can basically use that as a guesstimate. Because, for example, if the DD was spotted right before he dropped the smoke, you roughly know where he is. And then it's a bit of, you know, skill and experience to figure out where he might be. And if he played it very well and he's very sneaky in the smoke, then you might not have a chance to hit him. And it's probably better than to switch to a different target. What else did we have?
Current asks, will you ever add more heroic achievements to the game to reward playing to win, like getting caps? I don't think we'll have a heroic achievement for getting caps. The problem is that would be probably quite easy to manipulate because you can flip it back and forth. And there is already quite a significant reward in terms of like income for getting caps. So I don't think it's needed. And I wouldn't know how to do that award. Excellent. Once again, if you want to play with us, please join the in-game chat channel Stonks and leave your name under the line, and I will extend you an invitation. Can we have emblems that are associated with achievements? Ooh.
Would be nice. We can suggest it.
That's not a bad idea.
I would
right?
like that a lot.
You can have like maybe you can have your level 1 Kraken, level 3 Kraken, and then you can have the Uber Kraken.
The Uber Kraken.
I don't know. I'm just like throwing
making up shit on the way.
Throwing words out of my mouth as I want to do.
Can I please have a Smolensk? You can have my wallet. Unfortunately, this is not how it works. But maybe in the future. Florida Man Captain.
I need one more guy to join us here. One more guy, please volunteer to join us.
Rich Gear says, low tier randoms are filled with bots who ram each other, making matches go very fast with little damage potential for life players. Any plan to change bot behavior? Currently, we don't have a plan to change bot behavior. And like if you see this more often, please let us know. I guess you also play in probably not in prime time, but I guess like later, very late in the day or very early in the day, that this is the case. We're mostly adding these bots in low tier matches, so you will have a chance to get a match fast, and you don't spend too much time waiting for that to be assembled. I'm going to play the Bayard, and that should be fun.
Wow, one of the guys is CKBK? Is that Cheeky Breaky? I think so, right? One of the guys. Yes, Cheeky Breaky. They played excellently in COD. He's an excellent player. We'll take you next game, Queen's Marksman. But Admiral 3 Battlefield was faster than you.
Aishin Oak says, an ice storm caused me to be without internet during 2 weeks during the American BB containers for the USS Oklahoma. Oh man, I'm really sorry to hear this. It's like nature fucking with your game. Will those containers be moving into the armory soon? I need 1 or 2 containers to complete her. I'm sure they will be available in the armory at some point, but it usually takes a few months for this to happen. So I wouldn't say very near future, but midterm future it should happen.
But I'm curious now, where do you live that you have an ice storm? What does that entail, and why did it take out the internet? I have questions.
Greek player says, guys, you need to add Yamato. Thank you for the feedback. Let me push a button. Yamato was added to the game. You can now play it. If you research the tier 10 Japanese BB, you will find the Yamato right there. Will there be a discount for account renaming? 2,500 doubloons is just too much. Pepiga, not planned at the moment. You also just have to realize that there are certain aspects to a free-to-play game where we think this is like one of these things that we monetize, so we can pay for the development, and that's part of it. That if you want to rename, that it costs you something. And
yes,
as far as I'm aware, there's no plan to change this at the moment.
Yes, Mr. Squiddles. Stonks is indeed the name of the chat channel.
So I have my Bayard. Can you add more enemy bots in co-op matches? Inspector Clunge, not right now. We changed the points in co-op battles so that they will last longer in domination battles. Not sure whether we have anything else planned for.
So just one game plan. Double leaning, Anchorage, Edinburgh, Mainz, Amalfi, Young. We've got Massachusetts, disturbance, Baltimore, okay. So Benson's heading west. I'll go east then for this.
Same plan as before.
Okay.
One of the masses should go with like the Tirpitz. You should actually go with the Baltimore. The rest of us, we focus on the center. We have 1 DD to spot for each side.
Yes.
And basically you're in between the sides. You're spotting in between.
I'm actually going to go and try and do what I did last game and rush for the center buff.
Mm-hmm. I'll just have to...
So Aisha says, Oklahoma, 1 to 2 inches of ice, and the power and cable internet lines are not buried. It happened in October while trees still had leaves. So the trees collapsed, power lines and portions of the state were without electric for 10 to 14 days. Wow. That sounds pretty apocalyptic, to be perfectly honest. Exactly what you want in a pandemic where you can't go out or anywhere else is, hey, you're now stuck at home. There's an ice storm outside. You have no power, no internet. You have my sympathy, man. Sorry to hear that.
EW said the same things. Like Oklahoma has had an ice storm in October that knocked a lot of power out for weeks. For weeks even. Oof. Especially during an ice storm. Like, wow. I feel for you guys.
Maybe he got a lot of reading done. Maybe.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I have the Loyang engagement here. I'll need...
Yeah, I'm working on it. Too many buttons for consumables. Do you have radar?
Radar's up.
Yeah, thank you. Full reverse mode. I'm sorry, I can't really build like 5k so far. Oh, maybe I'll have him with the salvo depending on... No.
Oh, God. No.
Don't die, Mr. Conway. Are you burning?
I'm burning.
Oh, no.
No, I'm going to burn out.
Well played to that Loyang and Anchorage. But at least we traded. You traded. So it's okay, Conway. It's okay.
Well...
I know it's over now. Time to...
He pushes too much.
Goodbye.
Look, I push a lot, but honestly, I think the center buff was important, and I think it was the right play, and it could have gone either way, and at least we traded, right? So it's not as though I just died.
You have to take into account, like where Mr. Conway was maybe a little bit too pushy, is the Loyang will out-trade him in terms of he only has to survive the radar, while Conway has to survive the Hydro, and the Hydro long is significantly longer than that.
Yeah, but I was actually, by the time my radar ran out, I was already behind an island, so he didn't have shots on me, but the team... There was a really nice salvo that came from the Lenin, and that unfortunately sealed my fate.
It would be great if I could actually hit something.
But the good thing is they have no one in position to grab that heal now, and it was their only DD. So our Benson should now be able to, pick up quite a few of the buffs and have some fun with that.
Which means that because they don't have a second DD, they have a bigger HP pool, and they have more firepower overall.
They'll need our Baltimore will need some help here. Mainz is pushing, and Mainz has torpedoes. That's could be bad. But Mainz is making the noob mistake. Please, Baltimore, have your AP loaded. American AP, come on, AP to the nose, to the face. Yeah, nice first volley. But unfortunately, it looks like you're going to eat 2-3 torps, which is going to be too many. Well played by the Mainz there. Well played.
Mines.
Good initiative there. Nice result. Maybe our careful Anchorage also has torpedoes. I think, does it? Yes.
Yeah. Anchorage is one of the few cruises that does. American cruises.
And also, careful, they have shells that can hurt you. I believe League of Shadow Destroyers. Oh no, the Anchorage torpedo. No, we're gonna take 2, and that's.
Yes.
Our eastern flank is gone.
As I said before, if you want to play that flank,
careful.
You should really have the battleship there as well, because that's the reason why the mines got away with it. Otherwise, the Tirpitz would have probably nuked him with main battery plus secondaries. Yeah. You should have probably for next time. You should have probably stayed on the outside with the Baltimore. This way, you had the island in between. There was nothing you could do to help. Overall, not entirely terrible. At least the mines is low. I might push around here to get to him. Still, I'm very healthy, but I also didn't do shit so far. So those torpedoes, my mistake. My mistakes.
Those torpedoes could be okay on the lane. I don't have vision on him now. I don't know. I'm not sure.
If you want to show it to us, you also have to push the button. One day you will learn how to use a stream deck.
No, I switched it back to you on purpose.
Okay.
That's it was intended.
Currently, there's nothing super fancy happening here. I'll turn out a bit to have more wiggling room in terms of how we want to play this.
Okay, Lenin
that's one.
Lenin took 1 torp on the butt.
Okay.
I think he probably flooded damage conned. Probably good point for a fire.
Okay, I'm spotted now. There we go. There's the mines. Let's use our...
Are you reload boosting?
Yeah, reload boosting, exactly.
Nice
I just
work.
don't want to eat too much damage from the Lenin while still having full control, or like all of my...
But Lenin just took us out of the fight behind the island. So you have him all to yourself. Oh, 9900. They could really use some vision right now. Oh, there it is. Okay. My teammates say, please give them Jean Bart and buff the Jean Bart to say the enemy team in chat. Look, I can't just willy-nilly give you Jean Bart today, and I don't think we should buff Jean Bart because it is a very good ship.
Okay, we gotta dodge with the leaning, or dance with the leaning shells.
Just need the one fire. Oh, all that.
We don't
nice. We don't need no fires. Let the guys get farmed down with HE shells.
Okay, I'm basically dragging this leaning with me.
Yes. It's still gonna be a bit of an uphill battle though.
Let's see. Okay.
And gonna get center cap in 55 seconds, and we'll still have 2 linens to deal with.
Can we make that turn?
Massachusetts. Hunter, be careful. We still need you, but you also have to do something. Like, kill that Edinburgh. That would be a good start. But don't push out. Just careful.
Zoning me out here.
Okay, you're safe from the Lenin. Just be careful, Hunter, about those Malfi torps that I'm sure will be in the water. And why are your secondaries not firing? Don't show broadside to Edinburgh. Spank him. I believe.
He got a good salvo in the Lenin, unfortunately. Look,
no.
if you talk about it, push the button. Like one day you will.
Don't show the pro. Okay, look. So for future reference, Hunter, like, do not, if you have a British cruiser, right? Don't show it a flat broadside. It will absolutely eat you alive. And there are torpedoes in the water. Maybe you could at least trade. No.
So painful.
Fortunate.
No, or not.
Mr. Benson, you're gonna have to get in that cap. I believe. Chrysanthos, 2 versus 4.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe as well?
Not with my current fire chance, nope.
Okay.
And the Lenin will just ignore my armor to a certain degree, so I just have to hope that he
doesn't hit you.
Doesn't hit me, exactly. Which is a great hope on that range.
Yeah, like, well played by the enemy team here, though.
Yep. Also, no fires. It's a bit unfortunate.
Solid performance.
Yes. Well played. This is very skillful play. I wanted to wait for the reload booster to get a fire and then, set him on fire again, but it doesn't really work that way. And goodbye, I guess. No, not yet. Can you please take my torps?
Chrysanthos here. Coming in with the carry, maybe? He'll take 1, but middle of the belt, unfortunately.
I'll have the second set going out, but he will. The turret traverse on the leading is unfortunately against me. Oh, come on.
Does he have the reload?
Oh. Are my tops faster than... so close. So close. Could have almost worked. It's like this 1 second. But the Lenin has a very, very fast turret traverse. But, I mean, us trading with the Lenin, the full HP Lenin... Now,
no pressure, 9900.
No pressure, exactly.
But,
look at you. You got this, man. It's only a Lenin, Edinburgh, and an Amalfi. Is the Edinburgh a radar one?
Yeah, but 9900. Don't do what the other team did. Like, die like a man. Go guns blazing, because like, I'd like you to win this, but it's not gonna happen.
The real Alfarius Lenin needs a buff. What? Like, the Lenin is a very good ship. It has its clear advantages, also disadvantages. Like, when was it? Yesterday, when you nuked that Lenin full broadside. Like, in a Lenin, you have to kind of bow on, but as soon as that is not possible anymore, you have a big problem. Oh, that's 1 torpedo hit, but unfortunately, it only takes 1 hit for 9,900 games to get.
There we go.
Must have radar there. Very well played by the enemy team. Maybe if you would have nerfed the Lenin. Well, but look, if you brawl in a Bayar, an enemy battleship, and you're running out of map, that battleship is very likely to win that encounter. It's it is the way.
Okay, Mr. Squiddles, look, if you Raganov, if you want to play, you need to join the chat channel, please. And Shornai! Wow.
Oh, hello, Shonai.
Hello. Shonai, if you don't know, is one of our global player interaction team members. He is, is he a live producer?
Associate live producer.
Associate live producer, there we go.
Brian Berthold has a question, and he's asking, so when you buy a ship and do the hull A to B upgrade, it says you need X amount of silver stars, which we call experience in the game. Where in the game can you look at how many silver stars you have? So, Mr. Conway, do you want to show this?
Can I just quickly show how to join the chat channel? So it's probably too late for this evening, guys, because I don't know if we've got much more than one game in us. But in general, to join a chat channel, or indeed to open a chat channel, and you can also see there are a whole bunch of chat channels where you can just, join up and talk to people. You literally just go here and then you search, and you can just search for, in this case, Stonks. And you will see the Stonks chat channel, and then you can join it.
Oh, and Lord Salt says, thank you guys for the game. It was fun. It was fun to play against you as well. So, and Conway, now that you showed it, do you want to show us where you can find your XP score on a ship?
Your XP score?
Yes, how much XP you have on a ship right now?
Sure. It's this number up here.
Exactly. Right. This is the number. This is where you can see how much XP you currently have on a ship. And then you will see this, for example, I could show this probably on, not right now because we're actually in this clan brawl mode, but this is the amount of ship XP you have at the moment. And then you just need to take a look at how much more you need. And you can also add the free XP, which is on the very upper right corner where you can see with Mr. Conway's mouse cursor. If you go up to the free XP, yeah. So this is the free XP. This is something you can also use to upgrade your ships. If you lack the silver XP to get it, you can use the gold XP basically. And Lee Benson says the USS Benson rocks and no bias here. Lee, we know you love your USS Benson.
Okay, so let's have a look there. We've got Massachusetts, Bismarck, Edinburgh, Anchorage, Z23, Orkan. What do you feel like?
So we are, I guess cruiser again. Last match. Okay, I don't want to waste too much time. We're going to take the Montpellier, so we also have a radar.
Nice. Let's do it. Hello, Mr. Conway. How are you today? I am actually all right today. Thank you very much for asking. It's been a nice day. We had breakfast at work, which was cool. And then we had a playtest of a thing I can't tell you about. And then, it's a good day. Fun day.
Yes.
We cannot tell you about the playtest. Don't ask.
So Liechtenstein Soviet says, one way pronounce the Polish commander. If you can pronounce Mr. Conway properly, then he might also do Grzegorz Brzęczykiewicz.
Grzegorz Brzęczykiewicz?
Yes.
I think. Is it a secret? Terry Cox, it is indeed a secret.
It is something really cool that we can't talk about. Unfortunately. Will the next ranked season start fairly soon after the next, or will there be a few weeks break? So, F-Fin, it should be pretty close to like starting after this one ends. This is the entire idea behind the change that we made for ranked season is to be able to run them much faster in sequence.
Okay, let's have a look. So, Massachusetts, Bismarck, Double Hipper, Mainz, Benson, Orkan. I don't know if I want to go for the middle cap in this one. Should I try?
You should
middle buff.
We need to kind of spot. I would say one DD should be in the middle to spot. You can go towards the right. You can basically go here, just spot like we did in Clan Battles, right? You remember how we played this?
No. I was considering trying to rush for the central buff, but I think
the central buff is not worth dying for.
No.
It's a trap, in my opinion. We should spot, and then we'll punish whoever wants to go for this, because it's actually it's a big map, but this is all very close to each other. So we can use, for example, my radar to deal with it, and I'll just position myself in a way that I can do so.
Danielo has a question there. Any ships that we nerf buffed soon? We don't have any nerf buffs to announce right now, but if you follow the World of Warships dev blog, you can find it by Googling World of Warships dev blog. You'll find the information as soon as it is available.
Also, Shona, you should be in the Wargaming clan. Please send your application.
Yes.
I will gladly accept it, and you contribute to the Naval Battles and Oil Collection service.
Yes. Lucha Warrior says, I got negative karma. Is that a glitch? No, that just means that people are not particularly happy with you overall. Like, more people are unhappy with you than happy. Maybe you need to rethink some of your life choices, or if that's too harsh, then at least some of your game choices.
Yeah, sometimes also people used to vent it. So if you, for example, had a really good game and some people are sending you reports, then it just means you did a very good job and made their life quite hard.
It's like an extra compliment. Like if you play, like I'm honestly, if I play really well, I'm probably going to be more happy about getting reports from the enemy team than compliments from my team.
Are the games of this ranked event all arms race? Well, for this clan brawl, yes, everything should be arms race.
I feel the karma score is a form of bullying. It isn't. It would be if it would look if we ban you based on the karma score, then yes, I think it could be used for this. But as it is, right, it gives you just an indication how happy were people with me in the last game. And I know that sometimes people use this to complain about, like people that they dare to like drive a CV or something. But in those cases, you don't have to take this very seriously. You know why they reported you, and you just have to move on with your life. And kind of go game to game. We don't have a task for you to collect as much karma as possible. Having karma is nice, but it doesn't give you any benefits, so you don't have to be sad about not having it either. This is my philosophical approach to this.
Okay, let's radar and have some fun with these DDs. Because if you want to radar, we can radar. Oh, Bob, very nice torpedoes here. That was a very good torpedo.
Sorry, I'll open them up again. Just a second. Just need to reverse tiny bit. A little bit more. There we go. Please continue farming. But they're pushing, so I can't stay here forever. I may get some torpedoing hits here.
Okay, the Benson must be here.
One.
Okay, so
I'm gonna have to run away here, by the way.
Yeah, they have a very strong push here, but we already killed one of their ships, so now just don't get far down, and we will deal with them.
I'll go around the outside a little bit to get a better torpedo angle. I picked up the buff, so it's okay. And I'll also keep them all nicely lit. Yeah, this is a bit of a misplay by them, because they don't have anything here that can do any kind of spotting, so they're kind of a bit stuck.
Yes,
because we have island cover and smoke, and I'm just sitting here and I'm just gonna keep them open.
That's why I sent like one DD over to the other side, so you have the spotting, right? You want, like, if you have a DD advantage, you should use it. If you double down with the DDs onto one cap zone or like one area, the reason why you do this is because you want to nuke the enemy DD. That's the only reason why you should do this, in my humble opinion.
I'm gonna get some more torpedoes on the Massachusetts here.
Oh, there's the Benson. Benson's back there.
I can't shoot him. I've got island in the way. I can radar him when he goes dark. If he goes dark,
I won't be able to have a shot on him. He might beach. No, we got at least a little bit of damage into him. Shona is slowly but steadily going down. We just have to make sure we're not losing the HP trade war here.
Okay, I'm gonna radar the Benson now. There he is. Well, actually, I'm gonna just engage him now because I'm open. Let's see if
just don't get focused down by they do have quite a lot of firepower there, including secondaries.
Okay, this is probably then a bad idea, but it's too late now. I've committed. Or should I uncommit?
Well, make sure to survive.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna die here, I think. Sorry. That was a bit of an impulsive decision here that I'm regretting.
But if the entire enemy team is balled up into one place, you should not push it yet. Are you going to get away with it?
No, sorry. Yeah,
it happens.
This is an example of what I would call poor play. Sorry.
Just don't get greedy, right? Especially in a mode like this, we don't really fight for caps here, so it's really about trading ships. So don't make it easy for the enemy to win. Don't die. just stay alive and contribute as much as you can, focusing them down. I'm happy to see that.
Pushing your luck, yeah, absolutely.
Not just the luck, all of it.
But they are in a bit of a terrible position here overall now. They're all stuck in that one corner of the map. The cap zone is going to spawn in 50 seconds, and they're going to have no chance to contest it.
Well, they're going to get Shonai down sooner or later. He held up like a hero, but his days are
numbered.
Numbered, thank you. Not counted.
And he gone.
Yeah.
I would fall back and make them push into torpedoes right now, to be honest.
Yes, exactly.
So guys, yeah, like fall back, consolidate. They have to come through the gaps or around the side, and we'll have cap control.
There's the Massachusetts. I have to get a better angle here. Okay, we get a fire on the
Lucha Warrior is asking, if I'm not from the Lucha Warrior, sorry, if I'm not from the US or Canada, but I recruit players from there, do I qualify for the new recruit compensation? So is this? I think we're running a PayPal referral event in the US. If you look at the article where it announces there'll be concrete terms and conditions listed for receiving the prizes, and because it's a cash prize, I'm not sure. Well, at least I think it is a cash prize. I'm not sure if you'll be able to get it if you're not from the US. But there will be information in the portal article about eligibility for receiving that. So just have a look. Dieter Bose says, Amazon Prime Gaming doesn't support in my country. How do I get the Italian Battleship loot? Please respond. In this case, you cannot, but you will be able to get it with everybody else in the next update when it goes into early access, and you'll be able to collect tokens and just buy it in the armory. So it just means you have to wait a little bit longer. Doesn't mean you'll never get it. It's just coming with the next update.
Okay, can we take down the Massachusetts? Make it the next salvo.
TJH7 Deathstroke says, World of Warships. There's a battle before this battle that was really fun. I love playing against you guys. I played with Lenin, loved the game, and I played from the open beta and love so much the game. Thank you for the hard work, and if you have a chance in future to get Smolensk. Nice try, but look, unfortunately, I can't just give you Smolensk, because even if I would like to. Oh, sorry.
Look, he could, but then it would be the last one.
Yeah, like it's, and the thing is, right? You know, if I make this exception for it's a slippery slope, unfortunately.
Oh, can we get that message? Come on,
Commander Wolf. I know I ask this every time I catch a stream, but I will ask anyway. H44 when it's done, when we decide to implement it. Please stop asking. I can't give you any information about when or for H44, even if. At this point. Infamous Irishman. Any insight as to what happened to the proposed chance of reducing DDS spotting range while increasing the AA spotting penalty? Haven't heard anything about it in quite a while. If it was abandoned, can we know why? We tend to go through testing for a lot of different concepts, and this is one that hasn't made it yet, or has to be reworked. It's I think a fine balancing act to get this spotting mechanic right, and I don't think we've given up, but I haven't got any specific news on it right now.
Oh, no, I won't be able to. Oh man, my turrets, are they going to turn quickly enough? Okay, radar is up.
It's okay, all we need to do is survive, and we've got this.
What happened? Torpedoes?
Or not.
Oh, please don't be Mr. Conway. Like, the torpedoing your allies is... It wasn't even the Bismarck. I thought the Bismarck hit me, but it was friendly torpedoes. Don't launch torpedoes when there's somebody... This is exactly why I usually tell Mr. Conway to always look before launching torpedoes if somebody's in front of you, because you deal with so many other things that you don't have the time to pay attention to this.
I haven't torpedoed you for a while, though, I have to say.
I'm very, very, very happy about this.
I'm not particularly, because I kind of feel it always brings a little bit of... additional enjoyment and to the stream, but of course, don't torpedo people. It's a bad idea.
There's a question.
GG.
Yes, a question here from Fresh Fuchs. Nice combination here of English and German, who's saying, how long do the submarines need to get released? I want them. I'm sure you want them, but we want to make sure they're balanced. We learned our lesson here from the CV rework, and we're going very carefully, step by step, in terms of balancing before we release them. So I'm sure there will be another test in the foreseeable future, and as soon as we're able to tell you, we'll let you know.
He's apologized in Twitch chat. He said,
it's okay, man. It's okay. I know. It's just like I'm not telling you like please, now go and beg for forgiveness. No, I just want to make sure that you, as a player, always know that if you launch torpedoes, just make sure that the guy who is in front of you won't eat them because they don't have eyes in the back.
Yes. Question Warstore_what is asking, are you going to answer some serious questions or just waste our time? I don't know.
No,
I mean, I feel like this question is a waste of everybody's time. Next time, if you have a question, please feel free to repeat it. If we haven't seen it the first time, there's a good chance we'll answer it later. As it is such, we are going to be talking at length now about this amazing question. And to answer your question, yes, we are going to answer your questions.
And we answered a lot of questions
whether or not this is worth your time is really something only you can determine.
No, but he joined like 10 or 15 minutes ago, and look, we answered a lot of questions and probably addressed quite a few topics that you would like to get answers to early in the stream. But we also don't want to repeat ourselves throughout the stream too often, because we try to answer a variety of questions that you guys are asking. You can see how many questions in chat are there, and we try to give you as many answers as possible, and that also means not just repeating the same question over and over and over.
Ultimate One is asking, y'all from southern Germany.
Not y'all.
No,
this guy.
Half of us
from
southern
Nürnberg.
Germany.
The other guy is from, let's say, what we call
Hildesheim.
the colonies.
Hildesheim.
Yeah.
It's northern. It's boring. Don't Google it. It's nothing happens there.
BC.
Don't you all make fun of our English, Hapa. If we do it in a loving way.
Exactly. Like aluminum. So Servant was asking, will they add more ships to the armory, as I have no interest in buying tier 4 and less and have all the others that were for coal? We are definitely going to add more ships for coal, and they will also be very likely be very, very high tier ships. So don't worry, there will be more content in the armory for coal available.
And there's the follow-up with the dark side. Y'all ain't Bayerish. Again, only one of us, and he'll go like, "Oh no, I'm not Bavarian. I'm Franconian."
Exactly,
and then you look at the map and you realize Franconia is a part of Bavaria, and then it's a different story again.
Not because we want to. But Tikan is actually Bavarian and very proud. Or Mr.
Yeah, Deep 61 aluminium. Yes.
Yeah. I just love like aluminum and aluminium.
Lucha Warrior says, my girlfriend made me choose between World of Warships and her, so I'm single again. Mr. Conway, are you available? You should get together with Al Hakim and create a fan club.
Oh, by the way, Keule in YouTube chat says, Hildesheim, da komme ich auch her.
Yeah.
Maybe you know each other. Maybe you've been like Sandkastenfreunde.
Mein Beileid.
When you are in the fight, it's hard to watch you're 6. Exactly. I thought you 6.
Joanna Meyer is asking, are you keeping an eye on the rate at which matches are one-sided blowouts? It seems to be rising constantly, update after update. Yes, this is one of the other metrics that we watch quite closely. And I can tell you the average match duration for like almost any matchup all the way back to I think since time began in World of Warships.
Yes. It hasn't changed recently
this,
a lot. We check this every once in a while, at least from our side, and I know the devs have an eye on this for every update. But we know, especially when we see questions popping up, we can also check them. And I can tell you, there's no difference right now.
Chaos Surfer says, hi, is it possible to make Atlantis range buff an optional upgrade? I prefer its old base range, thanks.
And we have a question here from TK Warships. He's asking, Karma is found where? So if you go into your port, and then you just go here to, for example, Chrysanthos, you click on it, and the number up here, that is your Karma. What else do we have? We can answer a few more questions. And Benny Turbo says, good evening, guys. Well, good evening, but we're going to end this here very soon. And Angel FDs says, what do you guys think about the new secondary build, buffed or nerfed? Like, for me, it's too early to say. I think it's a bit situational. If you only have one target to shoot at, it's probably going to be slightly less efficient. If you have more than one target, it's probably going to be slightly better. But overall, the difference shouldn't be that big because you have a longer range now compared to before, slightly less accurate, and you can shoot on a second target as well. That would be on the other side of the ship. So it's a bit situational, and we'll keep a close eye on this. But let us know how you feel about it, and we'll take that into consideration.
Yeah. Wallstar Watt has asked this question. It is, do you really think Deadeye is a good idea to stay in the game while you nerf brawlers and buff CVs? So the problem with your question is, right, you're asking us for our personal opinion, and our personal opinion, while we can give it to you, isn't really relevant to like game development in World of Warships because we're not game developers and we don't make those decisions. If you want my personal opinion, I don't think Deadeye is a great skill, but I also don't think it's game breaking, and I will certainly not use it on all of my battleships because I like to get up close, and there's no point. I might as well use those 4 points for some extra survivability. For some, it might be an option, but I'm not sure yet. As for the kind of campy meta that it promotes, I'm not a fan of that. But I also think a lot of that is right now because this is all still new and people are playing around with it, and we'll see how it settles down in a little bit, and then we'll make some decisions.
Then we have a question here from Andrew Memorix, who says, is it fair that a sniper build only has to spend 4 points, where a tanky secondary build would have to spend 11 points? That is not a fair comparison, because you say that a 10% buff in accuracy is worth the addition of the other 11 points together. If you just say, hey, a 10% buff in accuracy, and you want to compare it to, for example, a buff to secondaries, you can take a look at the same skill that is available for secondaries on that level, right? You can just go into your commander build, and then if you compare it, one by one. So let's actually do this quickly. You can just go in here. So you want to take a look at battleships, right? And you have the skill that you're talking about, Deadeye, which provides you a 10% maximum dispersion of main battery shells buff under a certain condition. And you would compare this, for example, for the with the improved secondary battery aiming, you get a 35% buff to the dispersion of secondary batteries. Now, is it better? Is it worse? It really depends on your perspective. You can also go, for example, for comparing it to close quarters combat, where you get a 10% rate of fire bonus when it's activated, plus a 10% bonus for the secondary battery rate of fire. So if you compare these right next to each other, they actually look quite the same. And let's just say you take a battleship. Let's take a tier 8 battleship. Let's just do this quickly. Let's take, I don't know, like a North Carolina, a popular battleship, or let's say an Alabama, because we can just look here at the range. It has 21.1 kilometers of range, and it has a dispersion of 271 meters on maximum. Yeah, this is maximum dispersion. Now, let's say the Alabama stays on this 21 kilometers. It gets a 10% buff. So instead of 271 meters, like maximum dispersion, you would then have, 244 meters of maximum dispersion. It's not like it's going to go down. Math. I know it's scary, but sometimes it's helpful. It's not like it's going down to like 50 meters or 100 meters and suddenly becomes laser guns. It's a 10% buff. It can make the difference, right? But overall, there's still a lot of RNG involved, and it's 10%, not like 50 or 60 or 70. So please, while I understand that the concern about, a lot of players might actually take this and stay further back, I also don't like to see this if players are staying too far back. You've seen us play enough to know that we're not the biggest fans of players staying too far back. It's a situational skill, just as secondary builds are situational. A player who's just staying in the back might be just as useless as a player who's taking his core first and just YOLOs into the enemy to trigger his secondaries, because that's also the condition for it, right? He needs to be close to the enemy. It's always about finding good balance, and these skills have pros and cons, and that's just something you have to keep in mind.
Yep. And then there's a good comment here, or a comment, interesting. A comment from Panzermac, who says, personally, I like how I don't have to baby my secondary so much now, and that they even act as an early warning system for someone who tries to sneak up on me. I do have a problem that battleships lost the superintendent skill only to have it replaced by a skill that only really works for Russian battleships. Look, we've heard comments about the survivability thing aspect as well, and as we said before, we're watching the situation closely, and if the battleships are overall suffering, then we may make some adjustments there. But I also like the fact that the secondaries just start blazing, and I can still have the option of having increased accuracy. And since I play quite aggressively, I've had, when the secondaries have been firing, I've had situations where the dual-sidedness really has worked.
Sorry, and then just a follow-up here on the comment I just made. Now, Warstore _ World of T6 says pros and cons, and then you add a skill that has only pros. So let's just quickly go back. Now let's take a look at the skills we talked about. So we take a look at the skill you're talking about, which is Deadeye. It gives a bonus once it's activated. Doesn't have really a big drawback. And now we compare it to the close quarters combat skill. And there we can see you get 2 buffs with no con, right? It gets triggered. It provides you with a bonus. I understand if you don't like the skill, but please be fair in the kind of way you want to compare this. Because both of these skills give you just the benefit once it's triggered. It's actually true for the majority of skills. Some of them have a drawback in the skill. Some of them require you to play in a certain way. And that's what we want to do with this overall update. You have different skills that provide you with a different ability in the game that caters to your playstyle. And it depends on how you want to use it. And we will make changes if we see that we need to make changes because a skill might be too popular or it might be too strong. This is something we've said even in the publications about this, that yes, we'll keep a close eye on this. We'll monitor not just the performance of the skills, but also specific ships, and give us a bit of time to, for the meta to settle down a bit, because all of us, you, me, Conway, and every other player is playing around with this right now. You will figure out what skills you like the best, and then we know what we need to do. So please just be constructive and fair. Like, I completely understand negative feedback. I also understand if you say, hey, I don't want to have camping battleships in the game. I understand. That doesn't devalue your opinion, but you don't have to go and you push it to extremes. Like, oh, this one skill has this and everything else is completely different. It's not the case, and
Godzilla's asking, why don't we get a double strike when secondaries kill 2 ships within 10 seconds of each other? You should be getting the double strike. If you don't, please send us a ticket with a replay. And I think with this, we are going to close it for today. It has been our pleasure to be with you here once more. We have another stream coming up right tomorrow. If you are watching us on YouTube, you can already find it in our scheduled live streams. You can set up a reminder. It's time for Armchair Admirals again. I will be joined here by Mr. Tucky and Mr. Jingles, Drakinifel, and Dr. Alexander Clark. We're going to discuss the Battle of Dogger Bank, which happened in the First World War between the British and German navies. Should be interesting, should be fun. So if you like chilled out old people talking about naval battles and armchair admiraling, then this is hopefully going to be interesting for you, and we would like to see you there tomorrow. So it's going to be not at 6, but it's going to be at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. So please don't be confused when you're here at 6 and it's in Russian. Jingles is still alive? Absolutely, he's still alive. And kicking. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him, actually. We are going to launch a... Chrysanthus, do you have closing words before I launch
yes, because
the raid?
I saw just a few questions about notifications when a condition-based skill is going to be activated. Are we going to add this in the game? Hopefully in the future, yes. Thank you for that feedback. It's definitely something I agree with. It's kind of hard to know when these skills are active, and I'm sure that's going to be part of future improvements. But we'll let you know as soon as we know more about this. Otherwise, go play Clan Brawls. Grab your Dante Alighieri from Prime Gaming if that is interesting to you. And otherwise, we have a new mission over the weekend if you want to take a look at this and get some commander camouflages for yourself. So take care, guys.
Shiftbar says, thank you and have a cold one. I would after that bashing. I don't think you bashed us so hard today. I think it was okay. I think I had fun.
We're happy to answer your questions, even
yes.
if it sometimes gets a bit heated here, right? We know you're passionate about the game. I hope you also understand that we're trying to provide you here with context and with an understanding of why we do certain things, the way we do them, and so on, which doesn't mean that we would not take your feedback and provide it to our developers. We're very happy to do this, and you can be sure that all of your feedback, pros and cons, will be forwarded to developers. So thank you. Thank you, guys.
And now, with that being said, we need a hashtag for this. Can you write it out in chat and spam it? Maybe welcome to the club. Hashtag welcome to the club. So we are going to launch a raid. I'm not going to tell you on who. You'll see when we get there. He is a brand new World of Warships community contributor. He has been contributing all around the place, and he streams here on Twitch. So we're going to raid him to welcome him on board. So please copy the hashtag that Chrysanthus will now spam, welcome him. Maybe give him a follow. He's a nice guy. He has a fun stream, a great community. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Good weekend. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I need to actually push the goodbye button, right? Bye.